It could shut New York City down. And, I don't want to hurt the people of New York. That's not what I'm trying to do. But my part in it, if New York just loses 10%, just 10% of the trucks that go in there, their prices are going to skyrocket on everything from milk to eggs to any type of goods that the consumer needs. And when that happens, it's going to cost everybody more money.
The trucker backlash against the lawfare in New York City is growing by the hour, and we're going to see the latest on how patriots are effectively disrupting the city's supply chain. Also,
we're just sick of it, and we're not going to take it anymore. I see a civil war coming.
Is civil war imminent? More and more scholars are saying yes. We're going to take a look at the growing concerns over the rising conflict between red states and blue states and precisely where that conflict may be headed. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. If you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Yesterday, I reported on a trucker by the name of Chicago Ray. He's got a huge following on X, formerly known as Twitter, and he was the first one to announce that truckers across the nation were going to officially boycott delivering goods to New York City over the course of the next 7 days in response to the New York court's weaponizing of the law against President Trump. Since then, we've been getting a number of confirmations that a national boycott is indeed underway. Here's the latest from Chicago Ray himself.
This is real, man. There's guys that ain't going. I talked to a guy, he denied a refrigerator load. Okay, which, refrigerators going to New York City, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good money. Okay, so I gotta give that guy his credit for that. But, if this goes longer than a week, like they're saying, man, New York City better start stocking up. And they better start stocking up now.
Now, President Trump has weighed in on all of this, and he's, of course, giving his full support of the boycott. He wrote, quote, "Such an honor to have so many great patriots on the side of freedom. Joe Biden's unfair and dangerous weaponization of law enforcement is a serious threat to democracy. Make America great again." And that's, of course, precisely what these truckers are seeking to do. Now, what's so neat here is that we can actually track the status of this boycott in real time, because as Yahoo News is reporting, it would actually show up on a site called FreightWaves and what's known as their sonar platform that tracks supply chain data and flow. That data would detect an interruption in the supply chain trucker routes to New York City, so we can actually see in real time the extent to which this trucker boycott is having a very real effect. So what do you think about all of this, gang? Perhaps you're a trucker and you've got some info on this developing story. Let us know what you think. Let us know what's going on in the comments below. Remember, you are the news. You are part of the news story, so make sure to make your voice heard. Gang, if you're a regular to this channel, then you know how I feel about government and our financial system. So it's no secret I'm a big believer in diversifying your money with precious metals like gold and silver. But when it comes to buying precious metals, you need the right company in your corner. That's why we partnered with the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, because reputation matters. Goldco is a 6-time Inc. 5000 winner, 2022 Company of the Year, and they've helped people like you and me place over $2 billion in gold and silver. And right now, they're offering my supporters up to $10,000 in bonus silver when opening up a qualified RA account. This is your opportunity to protect yourself from our out-of-control, corrupt government. So don't pass it up. Click on that link below right now and take action today. Now, we need to talk about the growing rebellion among real estate investors against the state of New York as a whole. Grant Cardone is the latest real estate investor publicly pledging never to invest in New York again after the insane ruling last week, which actually promises to implode New York's real estate market. Cardone is publicly calling on all real estate investors to pull out of New York and double down on red states like Tennessee, Texas, and Florida. Now, he joins, of course, billionaire investor Kevin O'Leary, who's declared New York the single biggest loser state in the union, even surpassing California. And he and a number of other mega investors are publicly calling on all real estate investors to pull out of New York. In fact, the devastation to New York's real estate market is now so real that their feckless governor had to come out and literally admit that this was all about Trump. Don't worry, everyone. This ruling doesn't affect you. This is only about Trump. We're very, very discriminating when it comes to how we apply our weaponized lawfare. Obviously, she's nervous, and she should be. While the trucker boycott is most likely temporary, a real estate investor boycott? That threatens to absolutely devastate New York for the foreseeable future economically. Investing in red states, forget blue states? I mean, now what's so fascinating here is how the trucker boycott and the red state, blue state conflict is once again inflaming concerns about the breakout of a full-fledged civil war. It's a concern that simply won't go away here, gang. And the trucker boycott actually adds a whole new dimension to these concerns. Take a look at these two maps. As you can see in both maps, the red country, the conservative country, is overwhelming in terms of landmass. According to a study by the Brookings Institute, back in 2008, Democrat voting districts encompassed 39% of U.S. land area as compared with the 61% expanse of Republican districts. But take a look at 2018. That number changed dramatically. In just 10 years, Democrat voting districts imploded to just 20% of the map. Republicans now dominate 80% of the nation's landmass. Democrat regions have become almost entirely consigned to urban, coastal, metropolitan areas, surrounded by a massive sea of red regions. Obviously, this would be very significant were civil war-like hostilities to break out. Not only could red regions effectively besiege the blue regions, cutting off their supply lines, but red regions have all the natural resources. In other words, red regions have all the commodities they need for the food and fuel necessary for social stability. Blue regions, on the other hand, being primarily urban and cosmopolitan and coastal, are wholly dependent on supply chains for virtually all of their daily resources. This trucker boycott may indeed be a foreshadowing of what's to come for blue cities as a whole, were the proverbial dung to hit the fan. Now, of course, we all pray nothing like that ever happens, but I think the trucker boycott, as well as the real estate boycott, is indeed a warning to blue regions across the country. If red state America decides we no longer want anything to do with you, you collapse. We got all the finance, food, and fuel we need for civilizational flourishing, while all you got are a bunch of creepy judges. Let me know what you think, gang, in the comments below. Share this video with friends and family. And as always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button.
As many of you know, we have unfortunately been completely and totally demonetized, which is putting our daily communication with one another at risk like never before. Now, we are actively working on getting this resolved, but as things stand, this channel has, without any warning, been totally and completely demonetized. And as Elon Musk said so powerfully last week, the whole point of these demonetization efforts is to deliberately try to make us patriots feel like we're all alone. They want to sever our relationship with each other and force on us a kind of digital solitary confinement so as to demoralize us and discourage us like never before. But to their horror, it's not working. Over this past week, you have carried this channel like never before. We've had more people than ever make the courageous decision to bypass big tech and join our Insiders Club. We have direct access to one another that can never be interrupted by big tech overlords. Over the last 7 days, we've seen literally thousands of you come to our rescue. And you've done it in two ways. You've signed up for our free newsletter and you've officially joined our Insiders Club. Those two acts alone are enough for us to collectively stand together and never, ever have our relationship severed. So I'm inviting the rest of you to do the same today, just by clicking on that link below and signing up for our newsletter and joining our Insiders Club. You are guaranteeing that there is nothing that big tech can do to get between us and make us feel like we're in a digital solitary confinement. It's as simple as clicking on the link below right now and opting into our free email newsletter. And once you do that, you can financially support us by joining our Insiders Club. Gang, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you enough for your support during a time like this. You are my heroes, and it will be my mission to express my appreciation for every single one of you each and every week.